Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of December 28, 2024. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad, MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. Ongoing strategy and next steps. The Russian military operations are ongoing, with a sustained focus on depleting Ukrainian military capabilities and securing territorial objectives. The detailed breakdown of operations in various regions highlights a strategic approach to weakening Ukrainian defenses and controlling key areas.
Welcome back to Frontline Updates, where we bring you the latest news and analysis on key military operations around the globe. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, who will brief us on the progress of the special military operation as of December 28, 2024. Thank you for joining us, Colonel Oguntoye. Happy Kwanzaa.
Nguza Saba, thank you, and it's an honor to provide this update.
Colonel, can you provide an overview of the key actions taken by your forces today?
Certainly, the Russian armed forces continue to conduct their special military operations with targeted strikes and ground engagements. Key actions include tactical advancements in multiple regions, including the Kharkiv region and the Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republics, destruction of Ukrainian military infrastructure such as airfields, ammunition depots, and fuel storage facilities, and continued emphasis on neutralizing enemy manpower and equipment across all active fronts.
Let's start with the North Group of Forces. What were their key achievements?
North Group of Forces operated in the Kharkiv region, targeting Ukrainian mechanized and motorized infantry brigades, territorial defense units, and foreign mercenaries in areas such as Volchansk, Lipsy, and Slatino. Key results: over 80 Ukrainian servicemen were neutralized. Destroyed equipment included two 122mm D-30 howitzers, a vehicle, two electronic warfare stations, and a field ammunition depot.
How about the West Group of Forces? How have they progressed?
The West Group of Forces improved its positions along the front line in regions like Kharkiv, Donetsk, and Luhansk. Key results: over 440 Ukrainian servicemen were neutralized. There were significant equipment losses for the Ukrainian forces, including armored personnel carriers, vehicles, and artillery pieces such as the Italian-made 105mm Molara howitzer and US-made 155mm M198 howitzer. Two counterattacks were successfully repelled, and multiple electronic warfare stations and ammunition depots were destroyed.
The Southern Group of troops seems to have been active as well. What were their accomplishments?
The Southern Group of troops secured more advantageous positions in the Donetsk People's Republic, targeting Ukrainian mechanized and airmobile brigades. Key results: up to 260 Ukrainian servicemen were neutralized. They destroyed a US-made M113 armored personnel carrier and an electronic warfare station.
What about the Center Group of Forces? They seem to have been deeply involved in operations.
The Center Group of Forces focused on advancing deeper into enemy defenses in the Donetsk region, targeting a wide range of Ukrainian brigades, including mechanized, ranger, and marine units. Key results: 450 Ukrainian troops were neutralized. Significant losses included German-made Leopard tanks, US-made Bradley infantry fighting vehicles, and British-made Spartan armored carriers. They repelled 12 counterattacks by Ukrainian forces and destroyed critical artillery and vehicles.
The East Group of Forces also played a role today. What are the highlights of their operations?
The East Group of Forces improved its tactical positions in the Donetsk People's Republic and targeted Ukrainian mechanized and motorized infantry brigades. Key results: neutralized 160 Ukrainian servicemen. Destroyed vehicles and artillery, including the 155mm self-propelled Bogdana artillery unit and the British-made 105mm L119 howitzer. Repelled an enemy counterattack by assault groups.
How did the DNEPR Group of Forces contribute to the operations?
The Dnipro Group of Forces inflicted significant losses on Ukrainian forces in the Kherson region, targeting mechanized and territorial defense brigades. Key results: neutralized over 80 Ukrainian servicemen. destroyed a 152mm D-20 gun and an electronic warfare station.
Air and missile operations have been a significant part of this operation. What's the latest on that front?
Air and missile operations continue to play a pivotal role. Strikes targeted 148 locations, including a military airfield, a fuel depot, and concentrations of Ukrainian manpower and military equipment. Air defense systems intercepted 3 U.S.-made HIMARS rockets and 104 UAVs, 57 of which were outside the immediate operational zone.
The Kursk region remains a focus. What's the status there?
In the Kursk region, Russian forces inflicted heavy losses on Ukrainian formations, including mechanized, airborne assault, and territorial defense brigades. The results over the past 24 hours neutralized over 250 Ukrainian servicemen, destroyed infantry fighting vehicles, armored combat vehicles, and artillery, and the cumulative losses in Kursk operations. Ukrainian forces have lost over 44,820 servicemen, along with tanks, infantry fighting vehicles, and armored combat vehicles.
Finally, what's next for these operations?
Moving forward, the focus remains on advancing strategic positions and isolating Ukrainian forces in key regions. There is a continued emphasis on countering Ukrainian counterattacks while targeting their supply lines and operational infrastructure. The sustained pressure on Ukrainian forces is expected to further weaken their defensive capabilities and pave the way for additional territorial gains.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. Israel has forcibly evacuated and detained medical staff from the Kamal Adwan Hospital, the last functioning medical facility in northern Gaza. During the raid, the hospital's director and other staff members were beaten and kidnapped by Israeli forces, leaving the region without health services. In Syria, clashes between Islamist groups and forces loyal to the Assad regime have resulted in the deaths of at least 6 fighters. Jihadists and Turkish-backed allies have breached the defenses of Idlib, the last rebel-held stronghold in the country.